with another edition of Wicca for today. And today I wanted to address some subscribers' questions in regard to another video that I had done called How to Cast a Magic Circle. And it was a video that depicted a small circle, you know, where you call the Guardians of the Watchtower first, and then followed by the God and Goddess, you know. Anyway, you could use this method in casting a circle, even for your largest circles, but you would go through a lot more elaboracy in doing so, a lot more work on a larger circle. You're obviously going to move around, and you want it to be really nice. Also, if it's for a holiday, then you would do some dancing around it and moving around. You would have prayers to do with the holiday itself. But breaking down a circle is a lot more simple. You know, it's kind of like moving. You know, you pack up to move. It takes a lot of time. But to unpack the boxes, you know, and get settled in, actually it doesn't take as long to unpack as it did to pack. Why? Because things are going on the shelf and not as inclined to get broken as when being moved by a car or whatever, you know. But quite simply, it's easier to break down a circle than it is to create one. A lot faster as well. Anyway, so you've got your circle created. You have the minor light spirits around that came to help. You have your guardians there, and you have your guide system there. Well, like I said, you wouldn't want to release the guardians until everybody else is gone. So you wouldn't start there. And your guide system, they're in a place of honor. And they watch over all your smaller spirits. So you wouldn't send them out first. You would start with the minor light spirits. So you would tell them, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being a part of this ritual. Bless you for your attendance. And I thank you for being with me. You know, you're write out something sweet, but it don't have to be elaborate. You know, pull it out of your head. I mean, but make sure it comes from your heart. Okay, and you release the minor spirits. Let's see. So you've told them to go, and they're going to their directions, you know, and with no harm to them, because the guardians were watching them as you and all of them were there together. Okay, and then you would release your higher power. You would write out a beautiful little thing that you fill with your heart, and anytime you would say it, you would fill it with your heart, and that would be to the tune of bless you for granting me your audience. Thank you for being at one with me in this time, and coming to the temple that I have erected here for you. Love and peace be with you. Stay if you will, go if you must. And you would just kind of fluidly, you know, let your words glide out to them that, you know, the ritual is done, and that if they would like, they can go, that they're released, and you've had the audience with them that you needed. But if they would stay with you and be at one with you throughout your life, you know, that's a very good thing. Or if they wanted to stay with you and be a part of that circle while you celebrated on your own or with the people that were in the circle with you, then they could stay. And that would be just simply saying, stay if you will, go if you must. And it's as simple as that. This is a release to the higher power. You know, but make sure that you pay homage to them. Give them thanks for that which they have done for you. Speak what it is they have done for you, as though they have already granted it, as though it's been complete, whether it has or it hasn't. Oh, thank you, O lords and ladies, for that which you have granted me. Thank you for helping me with this financial debt, or bringing me the love that I so long for within my life. My praise, my heart goes with you. You know, write something or say something that comes from your heart. And, you know, release the higher power with that. The final words are, you know, stay if you will, go if you must. And that's your release of the higher power. You know, you can do this in many other ways, but this is mine. And I got that from many other people that I had studied with or under in the past. And so it was quite effective. It made the people there feel good. And it's quite empowering. Also, it does invite the spirits to stay with you if they would like to and celebrate with you after the ritual. Or if they have other things to do, then you won't keep them. You know, and that's a form of respect. So, you know, that is the way that you would release your higher power. Okay, and then what you would want to do is release your guardians of the watchtower. You know, basically, you don't want to hold any spirits there any longer than what they need to be held. You know, and you still haven't released the power into the world that has been created through your circle. And you don't need the guardians there for that. You don't. Basically, you would bid the guardians adieu, so to speak, by standing, or if you have to sit, you can sit there and you can bow your head, you can raise your hands, whatever you feel like you want to do, and say, Guardians of the Watchtower, Spirits of the North, South, East, and West, thank you for being with me here on this night, on this eve, and protecting me and all that has been within this temple place. Guardian of the North, thank you for lending me your stability. Guardian of the South, thank you for lending me your power of passion and might. Guardian of the East, thank you for lending me your power of communication and your magics. Guardian of the West, thank you for lending me your depth, your subconscious depth, and your love. Anyway, accredit them for what they are known for. And then say, thank you for guiding us all that have been herein, and you are now released. Please, be at one with me again. And invite them back, you know, and say, please guard over me and watch me in my daily life. And thank you for watching my family likewise, or my friends. You know, say what you want, pray what you want, but feel it, you know, and be appreciative, you know. Nonetheless, so you've released all the entities within the circle, but you haven't released the magics themselves. That's quite simple. You just raise your hands in the air, and from the inside to the out, you would turn them. And with your head bowed, you would imagine the walls, the light of the walls, just kind of falling and crumbling, almost as though it's turning to glitter and it's falling to the floor. And then as it goes down, there's nothing at the top anymore. It's depleting, it's deteriorating, and you let it go. That's one way that I drop the walls of my circle, because you raise your hand and you draw down the light from above and into your circle's walls to create the circle. Why not take that light yourself and drop it down? And you could use your athame in one hand and your wand in the other. Sometimes I do that. And sometimes, but most of the time, I just drop my hands with my head bowed, and I see this in my mind's eye, the walls, the light of the walls just crumbling and falling as though it were glitter, you know, going down to the ground and then falling through the floor and into nothingness. And your walls are cast down, and you just basically, you can holler out the name of the person that the magic was intended for, to send that energy their way. Or you can just say the words, go and do your work. You know, I mean, it's a commanding word that specifies that it is released and that the walls are broken. Because remember, the walls are actually invisible to entities. They would be to magic likewise. The thing is it can't get out of them, and that's why you have it there anyway. So that it could go in one final swoop to its destination, and you would drop those walls in the way I told you, and you would kind of feel it gusting out from outside of you, and you would picture it going in the direction that it needs to. You know, you may picture the person who's sick, if it's a sick person, laying there, and then the energy settling down over them very quickly, and then their body beginning to glow with blue. You know, getting rid of any red light that might be within their body, which is aches, pains, hurt, illness, or damage, you know. And if it's to love, you could see that energy going and flooring the person that you intended for, and for them, you sense them feeling all that love you're sending their way. You know, if it's for a non-intended, you would specify to the person that it belongs to. Anyway, I mean, it's pretty much simple as that. Once that circle walls have come down, and you've given a commanding word to release the energy in its direction, letting the energy know that it's no longer a prisoner there, and it should go its direction. That is the releasing of your magic. The releasing of the temple is all of those steps from releasing the light spirits all the way through to dropping the temple walls light. You know, that is how I drop the walls of my temple. That's how a lot of my teachers and people in the past have always dropped their circles. There are other ways. You know, you could imagine the walls vanishing slowly, dissipating like it goes from a light to a fog and fog to a nothingness. So that's all on the person themselves. There is no set way of doing this. Just like the commanding word to release the energy for it to go into the direction it should. You know, you're dropping the light and you're imagining it go down into nothingness or through the floor or whatever. And then you're commanding immediately, you know, that power to go forth into the direction it should. You know, a lot of this is on call, what you would like to do. And you'll eventually write your own, do your own, in the way that you feel right about it. But these are good, well-known ways throughout time that you can use to cast your circle and to drop it, to release it. You know, casting the circle being in the other video, of course. But it's not hard at all. At that point, you can just blow out the candles, the directive candles. I would blow out the one to the right-hand side if you're standing in the circle, the one to the right-hand side, and if your door is to be drawn on the east, then you would blow out the east candle first. And then you would go around your circle blowing out those other candles, you know, thanking again the guardians of the watchtower for their strength and for their protection, ending back in the east, of course. Now, getting rid of the circle is as simple as washing out the chalk and or vacuuming up the salt if you do it in the same way that I do, or lifting up the masking tape. But again, there, you know, a lot of witches will go reverse in getting rid of the physical lines in the circle, or even in blowing out the candles likewise. And that is again on call to the person who's doing it. Me, it depends on what it is that I'm doing. If I'm doing a magic to make a bad happening dissipate, or something I don't like to deteriorate or go away, I will go widdershins. I will go backwards. I will go reverse. And if I'm doing something to help generate money or bring better money, then I will go clockwise. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson on Wicca for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and that you'll join us again on another show to come. We have a lot of good topics ahead, so stay tuned. By the way, please rate, comment, and subscribe to help keep the channel going, if you will. Those likes and those subscribes really do help to bring attention to other viewers and will help to keep us live. Alright, not that we're in any kind of trouble whatsoever. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, it is really a blessing to have you guys with me, and I really enjoy your company. Please leave your discussions in the boards below. If you have anything that you would like to add that other people would like to hear within casting or decreating a circle, then by all means, please leave it below. It does not disrespect me whatsoever. I feel that everybody should always share whatever input they can possibly do so, and that it's always appreciated by those that seek it out. Anyway, love you all. Bye bye for now.